We need to get into game here as soon as humanly possible. So here we have Champ Select. Let's have a look at these comps. What are you feeling, Jason? On the Deluxe Mango Gaming side, we got the Caitlyn Zyra as a bot lane, Sejuani in the jungle, Mordekaiser top, and the Victor mid.
I'm not a fan of Mango's side. It's
really,
for my opinion, way too much AP. The only real AD source is the Caitlyn and the Zyra Mordekaiser Victor.
Okay.
With the Sejuani also doing a lot of AP damage. Well, when she does damage.
Yeah, I suppose her damage is AP, but you don't pick the Sejuani for the AP.
Yeah,
you pick
obviously.
her because she's a beef. She's a beefcake, you know. But yeah, you're right. I feel like you pick up a Hollowed Radiance against this team, and you will be really difficult to kill unless Caitlyn gets fed. We've seen a couple good Caitlyn's in this tournament, and Walter has been one of them. So heavy reliance here on him to pull his weight on the physical damage side of things. But let's have a look at 5DK's draft. So we got bot lane here will be Ezreal and Thresh, and then we've got the Alawi top. We have mid lane is going to be Hui, and then a Nunu in the jungle. So I feel I don't know. I think I prefer Deluxe Mango's draft because, like, if you look at 5DK's draft, they have all of their carries are really far back, right? And then Alawi wants to be up in the enemy team's guts, and Nunu's going to be rolling balls into people to try and start fights, right? So if they need to be really close up in the end, their carries are kind of like 17 miles away or whatever, they can get really split, you know? The enemy team have really good CC in the sense they have Victor's W, they have the Mordekaiser E, they have the Zyra root. So if the backline get caught out and the front line are miles and miles ahead trying to fight, you know, meanwhile, let's say like Caitlyn or Mordekaiser on the side of a fight can just kind of catch the Hui or catch the Ezreal, and then it's gonna all be just relying on the Alawi damage, I think, if their backline gets smoked. But we'll have to see how it goes in game, I think. But enough about that. Let's talk about the game because we are now officially in game. Let's see. We could see runes here now, so we can see in the top lane we got Conqueror up against the Grasp. So Slimsy's looking more for that kind of lane sustain situation. Obviously, we know Mordekaiser is very high on the damage over time with his passive. So Grasp hoping to kind of keep him healthy in the prolonged trades. Meanwhile, we look at the bot side. We've got Fleet Footwork, which, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't see a lot of Fleet Footwork these days. Is that still strong? I remember it got nerfed like consecutively.
Yeah, I think on Caitlyn it's still pretty good because you want that like poke and then leave, you know. But on most ADCs, definitely got much
longest
worse.
range AD carry in the game kind of makes sense that having the movement speed will allow her to kite, right? So yeah, that makes sense. I understand that. And in the mid lane we have the Aerie on Victor. So basically every time he hits anything, it's gonna do a little bit more damage on a short cooldown. Meanwhile, we've got the Comet on Brad's Hui. So whenever he's gonna land that long distance poke, anything that slows as well, quite a few of Hui's abilities do slow. Comet will deal more damage than the Aerie does. But I think as we've seen so many times in this tournament already, because the Victor has been a priority pick for some teams in this tournament, the early trading is just really strong. But never mind, let's talk about the fact that Ice Machine's about to get solo killed here. First blood near 2 minutes. Okay. That was a very peculiar fight.
Yeah, it's kind of, you're fighting against an Ilaoi and then you're walking into the magical tentacle triangle.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Ice Machine wanted to test his will against Nakakaboros, and he lost. But that's a quick hook and a very quick cleanse here by Walter. Going to keep himself safe away from that turret. God
Caitlyn is
damn, that's a big cooldown. That's a big cooldown, though. It's gone for a couple minutes, and we see 7. And no, we don't. The auto-cam decided we're not allowed to see it anymore. Thorpin does still have flash here. Doesn't get away from the knock-up. And this is going to be a root if he doesn't flash out. It's going to be another kill here. Second kill for 5DK. Building themselves a healthy little lead right now, about 700 gold.
I mean, that's what you want with the team comp.
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, you want it with any team, right? You want to be ahead of the stage of the game. You want to win, but I agree. In this instance, in this instance, firstly, the solo kill top is just really nice because Alawi is one of those champions that if she is not at least even, if she gets abused in lane, she does find it hard to be relevant. And here we can see what happened here. Yeah, unfortunate placement there. Stands right in between two tentacles. So when the Alawi W comes down, just gets bonked by like 3 people essentially, and it's all over for him. Meanwhile, on the replay here, we do see, Thorben. I think if he flashed that knock up, he would have been safe. But you know, he's holding his flash for the next fight. Okay, as we come out of picture-in-picture, we see a gank in the top lane. But it's going to be mirrored here by a gank in the bot lane. Puppets misses the hook, goes through the goalposts, and in response is going to drop the exhaust. Looks like he might die here. Does end up dropping, but Walter's got to drop too. Down he goes. Ezreal going to pick up the revenge kill there. And with only 4 CS difference between them, it's not looking too bad in the bot lane. Slimzy here getting chunked out by the passive we spoke about earlier. Big heal there, though. Surprisingly high heal for level 4, no? I don't know. I'm not familiar with Alawi's game. I don't know if the healing is that high at this level. Clearly it is. But...
You heal every time your tentacles punch your enemies, so
yeah, of course. But I'm surprised that it was as high as that at level 4. I guess it's because both of the tentacles hit, right?
Yeah.
Either way, we did see a. Oh my god! Woo! That's a big chunk there, and it looks like TD Camper here in the bot lane has to flash away. Probably safe now. That no, Brad said not today. Burns his flash to kill the support. So that's what is that? A flash for 300 gold. If Deluxe Mango Gaming can't punish that, then it's definitely worth it. But as a you know, an immobile mid laner in Hui, you will assume the Sejuani is planning to try and punish the fact he just burnt that flash. So we'll see how it goes. But 3-0 right now for the mid laner. Definitely where you want to be if you're Brad right now. Especially as his team's primary point of, you know, magic damage. Because I'm going to assume that Sevan is going for the more traditional build on the Nunu as opposed to the Kesha build. So he's probably going to be going yeah, he has Fade Ashes, and we do the Dark Seal. Yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. So yeah, maybe he is going for the AP. We want to see some Kesha gameplay. All right. But I was going to assume he's probably going to be a little beefier, right? You mentioned it in Champs that he's probably going to be a bit tanky. And I believe that the standard build is to go Liandry's into tank. But, I mean, he's 0-0-3 right now. He's having impact on the map. Maybe he wants to get some damage under him. Make sure that Hui's not the only person dealing damage. Slimzy, though, here, going to have to pop the ult on 3. His 2 plus the Spirit. Ice Machine maybe going to go down. Big shield's going to keep him safe, and he heals a little bit. Winter looks caught out, but has to flash away. No harm, no foul there for both teams. Couple summoners lost. Alawi turns that one around. And that's just the power of Alawi E right there. Just being able to essentially manufacture an additional person to make her have more tentacles, which then in turn make them deal more damage, then they heal more, and then they're a problem, right? I think Alawi will be very interesting to watch as we progress into this game. Hook goes wide there for Puppets, and we see in retaliation TD Camper drops some plants for them to interact with, but otherwise back to some sense of kind of neutrality here. Just gonna crash the wave and maybe make a roam up towards this dragon. It looks like we're having a fairly standard kind of trade here. This happens a lot, and we've seen it a fair few times in the tournament already. One team says, okay, we take grubs, and the other team says, all right, you take grubs? Well, I know where your jungler is. We take dragon. And, you know, that's First Ocean Soul here. First Ocean Soul? First Ocean Drake, sorry. For the mangoes.
Last game we kind of saw, oh, I see you take dragon, I'm gonna go into the dragon pit and just die.
Oh, really? Oh, no.
Yeah.
Goddamn. Compare and contrast then. This game we're saying we're gonna we're gonna mirror you. We're gonna mirror you on the opposite side of the map and take the opposite objective. Make sure we're getting something while you guys get something, which is a smart play on the side of the Ogon.
Funny enough, that was the team that won that tried to go into the drain pit and died.
Oh really? Oh, what the hell? They were limit testing. They were limit testing. You know.
Yeah.
They're just trying to see what they could get. You know. God damn. Rest in peace for the E-Kittens, but you know, currently we got a little bit over a 1k gold lead here for the side of 5DK. 3 grubs in their pocket, and I think a couple plates on the top side, maybe. Not even, no, zero plates currently to their name then, because I can see there's 5 plates on the bot side and.
I wanted to say it's starting to look a lot like last game.
Yeah, you think so? I mean, and the kill count, yeah, I agree, but the gold is still quite close. They're only 1k ahead.
Yeah, it's also.
I don't know if it's
at 9 minutes,
too bad.
I think at 9 minutes it's already at like 11-1, so. But it's closing up.
God damn. 11-1 at 9 minutes is pretty brutal. They're pulling the trigger fast in that game. But enough about that game. Let's have a look at CS here so we can see there is a healthy CS lead in the bot lane as Puppets takes big damage off of Zyra. And we see Ace in the hole come out pretty much half Slapper's HP. And yeah, I think Walter is definitely where he wants to be in this game, right? We mentioned he needs to be ahead if he's going to be their primary source of physical damage. But oh my god, oh, that's big boy damage. That was a headshot plus the ultimate there from Zyra. Ice Machine looks like he's gonna die on the revenge play there though. Looking kinda close for a 1v2, but he does still go down, and that's gonna be waves he's gonna be missing. He does have the TP, so he will be able to make it back, but I'm pretty sure Slimzy can crash that wave before the Mordekaiser gets here. Aggressive play by Winter there is going to get the flash out of the Ezreal. Nothing too big going to come of it, though. Oh, here we go. We're going to get a cheeky replay here. I'm going to try and keep my eye on picture-in-picture as well. So we see the, yeah, unfortunately, that half a second there where Thresh tries to throw the hook is just the amount of time they need to be like, oh, cool, commit on him. Ultimate, just headshot. You watch him go down. And it's rough times for him from there. Meanwhile, on the opposite side of the map, we can see Sevan's trying to make sure that no crime goes unpunished on the side of the Mangoes. If you guys commit bot side, I'm a commit top. Go on.
I was hoping for the Mordekaiser to actually get something out of there.
I mean, it looked like he might have got the Alawi, but yeah, unfortunately for him, it wasn't meant to be. And now there's an item lead here because we've got Sundered Sky finished on the Alawi. So laning is about to become a lot harder for him until he at least finishes his Rylai's. But, I mean, Mordekaiser is one of those champions. He's not too bad even from behind. Being able to send the enemy's strongest champion to Brazil, even if you know you can't kill them, but you're just making sure they can't kill your team, is an invaluable tool. Even if you are, gold levels behind, just being able to do it can equal up the gold disadvantage or gold advantage on the team. So it's still going to be a valuable pick as we move it towards team fights. Thorben doesn't have flash here though. Puppets lands the hook. They're going to layer the CC here, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be a kill. 0-3 there, maybe a little too aggressively positioned. Didn't quite know where the Thresh was or where the Nunu was. And Nunu just went straight from securing 6 grubs into a fresh kill. 0-0-5 right now, sitting on his Haunting Guys. And I think if you're 5DK, you're pretty happy with that play right now. The only thing I would say is that considering the kill lead they have of 5 kills, the gold lead doesn't match it. It is a straight 1k gold lead. So this is, there are differences in farm here. And as we see, Puppets gets caught here, and Walter just has big damage. The Glacial Prison's going to come out on Sevan. Sevan's going to pop his ult to try and make something happen, but he's going to get shut down. Brad's trying to make something happen against Walter, keeping him busy. But Thorben on the other side is going to lock Slapper up, and I think this is going to be the end of this fight. Everybody on the side of the Mangoes gets away either on full HP or low HP, but nobody went back to the base by dying. Meanwhile, I think they picked up, was it 1 or 2 kills? They got Puppets and Sevan, I'm pretty sure. So they're pretty happy with that, you know, from being behind. They have a gold lead now.
I would be more than happy.
Yeah, they have the gold lead now, even though they are still down in kills.
Yeah, you got the bounty.
Yeah, shutdown's definitely useful. I think they got a shutdown on Sevan, right? It wasn't a massive shutdown. It was probably of like 100 gold, but you still take it.
Yeah, 150.
Something we haven't spoken about yet. They already secured first turret. I believe Walter secured it in the bot lane like a minute or so ago, which is a big thing for them because it's going to mean... I don't remember who got the first 3 kills. I have a feeling it was 5DK. But, never mind. I think, yeah, you can actually see the tier 2 boots that everybody has. They do now have the feats of strength, so never mind. The first turret could have been clutch. It's still good. I mean, if we flash the gold lead right now, I'm pretty sure Walter's got a decent lead over Slapper right now. 6-5 over 4-4. Yeah, we're talking 2K on that Caitlyn, which, again, from the draft perspective, is definitely what you want to see on the side of the Mangoes. But, you know, a big fight gonna start here. Ace in the hole's gonna land on the Puppets. Winter's on his own, though. He can't really... His team's not there to back the beef, and he just goes down. It was a good engage to begin with, and they did a lot of damage. They were maybe going to be able to shut down Brad, get that 250 gold shutdown, but unfortunately not. Unfortunately, his team a little too far behind him, not able to, you know, bring out the damage when it was needed, and he looks like he overcommitted. So rough times there for Winter, who is 0-1-2 in this game right now. He's keeping up in CS. He's only 8 CS down, but in terms of camps taken, there is a 5 lead on the Nunu, which looks like it's probably going to start growing again because he's about to pop this red buff. And yeah, I think, you know, now the lead is back in the savor of 5DK, so we're flip flopping at 15 minutes in game, but it's still all to play for here. I think other than the bot lane, there isn't a massive difference in any of the lanes right now. Walter is really strong in comparison. But, you know, I mean, Brad is probably also quite strong right now. Now you look at he's 302 with a 20 CS lead. Well, 10 CS lead, sorry, my bad. Math is not my strong suit. But yeah, it still feels super close right now, and we can see maybe a little bit of over aggression here on the side of Sevan, who's then pathing into the enemy territory. Questionable decision there on the Nunu. I kind of want to know what the logic was there, because he saw there were 3 members of Deluxe Mango Gaming there, and decided, all right, cool, I'll just walk into the bush near your turret. And so, oh, good hook there. Flay's gonna come in, the exhaust's gonna come in. The cleanse did get popped by Walter, but it didn't mean much, you know, with the exhaust coming through, and with Slapper there on the Ezreal ready to pick himself up another kill. It's looking up there for the side of 5DK. Again, growing their lead here, but giving away a free Herald, maybe not the best play. It will really depend on whether or not Winter can use that Herald, though, to actually achieve something. Oh, so we're going to quickly come here for... oh, never mind. We're going back to live. No replay for us. Okay. Ignore that production glitch. That was actually 100% intended. Just like Thorben being overextended here is absolutely intended, and he's never going to get punished for it. 0-4 on the Victor. Brad is feeling himself right now with the assistance of Sevan on that Nunu. And yeah, I don't know what Victor needs to do right now, but he needs to stop hemorrhaging. Meanwhile, we have a big fight here in the top side. Slimzy popped his ultimate to try and, you know, take the fight here, but has to flash out because it just looks like, even though he's 1-2, with that Rylai's and all that DPS off his passive, Ice Machine is no one to laugh at right now. He's big. We do see Ace in the hole come out there as well on the side of the Caitlyn, trying to poke out Brad. You know, Brad is a big threat right now, and so they want to try and get him away from being in lane. And this is a 2v1 that I don't think Slimzy lives. That is a shutdown there. 500 gold onto the side of the Mangoes. TP coming out here by Thorben, trying to keep Walter alive. Looks like he's going to succeed. Yeah, it looks like 5DK decide they don't want any more of that fight, and they're going to just let him clear the wave. Meanwhile, Walter gets the base. Ugh, Ish on the hook, but... yeah, I think, yeah, we need to... let's see how much gold people are saying on. I have a strong feeling that they could definitely buy some more items here. Oh, never mind. I think they literally just... yeah, I think Brad was saying on some money, and he's just based. You saw he picked up some more components, but... if you are Deluxe Mango Gaming right now, the game's even. What do you want to do if you're Jason? Oh, we see actually. Never mind. We see this Herald come out, and Puppets has to flash out, misses his hook. Dragon's gonna be given for free, maybe. Yeah, there we go. Consume's gonna take it, not for free though. Sevan is gonna die in the exchange. TP comes out here. By Hui just got caught in the wrong part of town. God damn. Unlucky for him. And was that a shutdown too? Yeah, that was a 700 gold total shutdown. That is really big. And it went on Caitlyn too. Caitlyn, is she the only champion currently on 2 items? No. The Mordekaiser is also on 2 items. But those two are the only 2 in this game right now who are on that 2-item spike. So that fight makes a lot of sense for them. God damn.
And outside of the Lowy bounty, Caitlyn got every single bounty of every champion.
Yeah, that is... everything is coming up Millhouse if you're the Mangoes right now, I think, with that kind of gameplay, Again, we spoke about it in Champ Select, but we said Walter was going to have to do some heavy lifting if he was going to be, the primary source of AD damage on the... or physical damage in their damage portfolio. But he's, he's doing it, man. And that's just a straight solo onto this Victor. Victor is kind of a caster minion in this game right now. Like, they are farming him. And he is kind of keeping up in CS, which is nice. And we can see that his team's trying to capitalize on the fact that Nunu showed top to kill Victor. But, man, Victor needs to stay safe. I think if I was his team right now, I'd be telling him, bro, never push past that middle line in lane. When you see your wave go past that, do not decide to continue with the minions, because every time you do it, you die. And we have a 4-1-3 Hui right now who is looking real dangerous, and it's primarily because you keep dying. But, I mean, we'll have to see here. We go into the replay and we can see this is, I believe this is the fight where the dragon gets taken, but several people go down on the side of 5DK, and this is where Walter gets his shutdowns. We can see he's the one that picks up the kill on the Sevan. He misses on Alawi, but terrible TP there. Unfortunate that the entire enemy team had vision of it already, and so he commits to it. His team falls back, and then it's kind of all over for him. He probably already knew his fate before he even came in with the TP. And now we have the voracious Atacon here on the side of the Mangoes, so they're gonna be, they're gonna be hyper aggressive for the next minute or so, because if they die, the enemy team get less gold than they would if they just killed them. And they get to respawn way quicker than if they had just, traditionally died. So expect to see some aggression here from Deluxe Mango Gaming, who have now begun to carve a gold lead as well. We can see it's about 1.5, 1.7k. And I think they're pretty happy right now with the game state. If you're 5DK right now, what do you have to do to try and, get ahead? Because I wouldn't say they have to crawl the game back, because they're not that far behind. It's 1k at 22 minutes. It's pretty close. And they do have fed members. Like, Alawi is strong and Hui is strong. And we've got 2 items on the Ezreal, so he can kill squishies. We see Slimzy here gets locked up by the Zyra ultimate. Gonna pop the Spirit Hill, the Mordekaiser. Ooh, super close. Unfortunate that it's just not quite the kill there. And we see retaliation damage here by Walter, seeing the engage by Nunu. He's gonna He safety nets out and then smacks him a couple shots. Big damage, takes Sevan down to about half HP. But yeah, back on track. If you're 5DK, Jason, what do you think you have to do here to begin crafting your lead?
A little bit of a hard question, but I don't think they're necessarily doing something wrong. I mean, they're getting caught out in teamfights by the Caitlyn pretty strong. So catching that Caitlyn, keeping her lead down, not giving her any more gold than she already has is kind of crucial. And then I think they have pretty good chances. Like, it's not like they're that much behind that they actually need to do something immediately.
I think they need to find a pick onto the Caitlyn, because if the Caitlyn dies, I think they take the team fight. But the problem is that it's never the Caitlyn getting caught; it's always them getting caught. And so these are the reasons why they're losing these team fights. And we can see Slimzy has to burn his flash there just to get out of a fight he started. And Walter says, "Not today! You go down here, double kill." Because Sevan stands completely still trying to pop his ult and make something happen. Ace in the hole blocked there by Puppets. Takes half of his health in retaliation. And yeah, man, the story of this game right now is how do we stop Caitlyn? Because the gold lead is growing and the Zyra's dealing big damage too. 116 with nearly their second item completed. In a very precarious position though right now. Yeah, we have to see that flash come out and is going to get away to safety. But the aggressive positioning there by TD Camper is definitely something we want to see on the side of DELUXE Mango Gaming right now. They have the lead, they have the strength right now. You know, they're in their power. We've got 3 items currently on the Caitlyn, who's got just shy of a 50 CS lead as well. Like, outside of the fact that the Victor is running it, everybody else on their team is really strong right now. And Victor still does damage even though he is only on the 1 item. So it's not like he's useless. So yeah, I think they're playing it really well, and you can see they've evened up on the dragons here. And one thing we failed to mention actually is the dragon's soul. It is a cloud soul, so I think cloud soul is good for both parties here. Who do you think it helps more? Well, never mind, we'll talk about it later because we're going into a replay here. We get to see this fight. You just watch. We've got kind of 2 fights happening here, where on the top side we can see the Mangoes are starting a fight on Thresh and starting a fight on Nunu. Meanwhile, it's just top lane having top lane fights, you know, as is tradition. And it's just this whole thing is so split. And with all of the damage and all of the money being on this Caitlyn, wherever the Caitlyn is, the DELUXE Mango Gaming are going to take it, you know, they're going to win. And so they just had her in the right place at the right time, is able to get 2 quick kills there and force the Thresh to base too. But like we were saying before we hit that replay, goddamn, what were we saying? My brain just went completely blank.
Cloud Soul.
Cloud Soul, yeah, there we go. Who do you think it benefits more?
I'm really honest. I don't see that the Cloud Soul is so good on the blue side. I mean, obviously it's a Cloud Soul. Cloud Soul is always kind of good, but there's really a few people that can profit from it. On the red side, there's the Ilaoi, the Nunu, the Ray, Ezreal, and Thresh, who all heavily benefit from the Cloud Soul, which is probably one of the best souls that they can get. On the blue side, there's just better souls that you could have, because it's more like I set myself up, I prepare for the fight, not I move in and I'm just gonna do whatever I can kind of situation, no?
Well, let's see how this fight goes, though, because we can see there is a Baron start here by DELUXE Mango Gaming. Winter is on about 10% HP, though, so they are going to have to probably base here. Flash Hook comes out, but oh, he lost half his health there off 1 auto attack. So did Brad. Oh, this guy is dangerous, dude. Walter is a menace in this game. God damn. And meanwhile, Thorben's able to pick up a tier 2 bot turret without any contention. We can see that Slimzy's going to try and sort that out now. But yeah, I think even though they did get forced off the Baron there, you're pretty happy there if you're DELUXE Mango Gaming. They got a kill, they got a turret, and now they just get to restart the Baron, you know? Sejuani base. Oh no, they didn't base. Sorry, they're on like 40% HP. They killed a couple counts. But look, Sevan's there. Sevan's known for being able to do these smite steals. Unfortunate he doesn't get it though. Walter clutches up with the kill. I want to see the replay there and see how much damage that thing, or how much health that had when the auto attack came through by Caitlyn to secure the Baron. Kind of a difficult one there if you're both the junglers. Obviously, high pressure moment, losers bracket gameplay, so the pressure is on. You don't want to lose a single game if you can avoid it, right? So I think both of them might have been sweating a bit there, but it doesn't matter. Walter clutched up. Here we're going to get to see exactly how much HP it was when the consume came through. Looked to be about 300, and then a crit off of Caitlyn is what took it. And he gets to live there for a decent amount, but unfortunately the damage just isn't there. You know, they got everybody really low, but not low enough, you know, not to the fountain low, not dead low. Meanwhile, they were able to pick up that Baron essentially with zero punishment. And now two people get locked up by the root on Zyra. Walter does big damage, takes down Thresh with ease, and Slimsy's gonna drop here too. Sundered Sky gives him a bit of health, but it's not gonna mean anything. Slapper runs up. Oh no! Melee gaming on the Ezreal. Doesn't work out for him. It was a bold move, but it doesn't work here. And that's, what is that? 3 quick kills for the side of Deluxe Mango Gaming, who are now with the Baron buff. And I didn't even look at the gold lead, but you know, it was super close the last time we looked at it, right? Within 1k. It's now an 8k gold lead for the side of Deluxe Mango Gaming. They are big chilling with this gold lead, despite the 0-5 mid laner. If we could quickly flick up the gold stats real quick, I want to see where all this gold is. I want to see where that gold lead is. So we could see 5k gold difference in the AD carry position. Where are we? About 600 in the jungle, so that's kind of negligible. 2k gold lead in the support role. And actually a gold lead for the Mordekaiser, even though he did struggle in lane. So all of this neutral gold that picked up from dropping all of these turrets, they have 8 turrets to their name, is really benefiting the entire team, just abusing Caitlyn's ability to siege. And, you know, now they're on soul point. Things are looking kind of bleak for 5DK in this game. You know, they got 6 grubs, but they've only got 1 turret. They haven't had a chance to push to really abuse those grubs. So yeah, it's rough, man. If you're in that position, Jason, what are you coming to your team to be like, this is what we need to do to get ourselves out of this hole?
I have no idea if that's actually possible at the moment right now. You definitely need to do something against the Caitlyn. Like, I don't think you can catch her at the moment anymore, because the team is just... The Caitlyn managed to pull her whole team up, getting her out of this dark hole that they were in. And now kind of everyone is strong. Okay, the Caitlyn is like extremely strong, but everyone else is also alright. At least alright.
What was that cleanse? Yo, that was instantaneous. That hook did land, I'm pretty sure, but the cleanse came out within like a millisecond. Ace in the hole comes out. Brad's gonna die here, maybe? No? Clutch Lantern comes out by Puppets, keeps his mid laner alive here. But I agree. To come back to your point, I think it's so hard now, and we just saw how much damage this sniper does. Nearly one-shot Slapper there. That was crazy. And you know, they've even got the QSS here, so they got 2 answers. His cleanses on cooldown, say less. He's got QSS. He's living the dream right now. And we do see an engage does start, but nothing can happen from it. Like, nothing can come of it, sorry. And we see a little bit of a scuffle here in the bot side. Slimsy trying to keep his inhibitor alive. But yeah, I think awkwardly the main way you get back into this game is by killing the Caitlyn. But Caitlyn now has 2 defensive tools, plus every engage tool on the side of 5DK requires them kind of running into the enemy. Like, there's no flag and drag, there's no kind of jumping in engage. It's Nunu running in. And do you know what gets stopped by that? The Zyra E. The root from TD Camper, awkwardly we just watch him shut down. Maybe a little bit of a caster curse there. But his root means that most of their engage tools just don't work. So even when they get close to Walter, they just can't finish the job. And, you know, I think they have a mountain to climb if they're going to pull this one back. What is that? All 3 of their inhibs are down, I believe, right? So we got double supers coming into the base. We, I suppose that's an opportunity for them to farm for free, right? Nothing quite like money coming into the base. I don't think it will change anything, I agree. I think in the straight 5v5, Deluxe Mango Gaming hard win. And they can't really find picks because they are literally prohibited to their base. I mean, currently we can see they have pushed out the waves in mid and bot. Top lane is still struggling to clear some of these double supers, but, you know, we see the ace in the hole here come out. Fortunately, Puppets is able to block it. I do still think, yeah, like I said, I think there's a mountain to climb if you're 5DK in this game. There's probably going to be a free Baron here because no one's in the position to contest it. And I don't know when our next Dragon comes up. I'm guessing it's going to be in about a minute or 2. That's probably going to be free too because the inhibs are still going to be down. I love the positioning, by the way, of Zyra during this Baron. Like, she knows she doesn't need to add DPS to that fight, so she positions herself in between the Baron and the enemy team, so that if anybody does try to come in, if we see Nunu tries to run in with the ball and see if he can sneaky, he can't because she just roots him. And then, you know, that's a 2-item with some anti-heal as well. It's gonna hurt. Nice 2-man engage here by Sevan. TD Camper's gonna take a big chunk of damage, but it doesn't matter. Alawi goes down, Brad goes down on the Hui, Thresh is dead, Nunu's dead. Is it just gonna be Ezreal here? Can he even save this? Look how big that ultimate was. Oh god damn, Thorben's ultimate, even though he has had a rough game here, it just grows. And that's game 1. That's I think it was competitive for the first 15 to 20 minutes, but the Caitlyn was just unanswerable.